We all use technology, at work, at home, and at play. If there's something you need to get done, there's probably an app for that. On this episode of Carolina Classrooms, we'll find out how students are using technology to prepare them for jobs in the digital world. Technology changes so rapidly, it can be difficult and expensive to keep up with and maintain. State Superintendent Molly Spearman talked with us about how the Department of Education helps school districts plan for and use that technology.
Well, we've had a huge emphasis on building technology across the state. Governor Haley has included that in her budget the past 3 years, an additional $30 million that has been going to districts just for technology. We have just done an assessment at the Department of Education. We've sent some folks out to see where each district is. We are supposed to give all of our assessments for the state assessment system online this next year. We're not quite ready. Some districts are, some are not. So there's going to be a big push to get all of those districts ready. I think the issue with technology, yes, students need it, we have to have it. Is it the answer to personalized learning? No, it's just one piece that we use. The truth is the personalized learning comes from the teacher's ability to assess each student and then to have enough tools in her toolbox to know how to reach each child in the room. Sometimes it's through technology, some it may not. We need a strong technology infrastructure, but we don't need to just rely on technology for the answer. It has to be blended. So providing that professional development, the help to the districts who don't necessarily have all the expertise in their local district that they need, that's a role that I see the State Department of Education playing, and we are out there in a stronger, greater influence than we have ever been before to try to help those districts to make sure that they're making the right purchasing decisions, that they're doing the right professional development for their teachers, so that technology is used in the right way.
Christie Nixon's third grade class at Manning Primary School uses technology to study math, English language skills, and geckos.
We're working on researching geckos. Well, we had to research things about about geckos, so to see if what food they eat, what they drink. They basically drink water. So we had to see what they what is it called? What their habitat is.
Charlie the gecko. I'm just really lucky to have a gecko that's laid back and doesn't mind hanging out with 25 kids and an administrator who's willing to let me bring animals into the building. I sent them out through digital books, a group of books on gecko facts. Then I showed them how to use Discus Kids and KidRex, which is a kid-friendly search engine. And then we let Charlie the gecko kind of roam around so that they can look at him. They'd already learned how to skim a paragraph, skim a book to look for specific information. Now I'm teaching them how to skim a web page or how to skim a digital book to find the information they need. I know they got a little loud when they got on Do Go News, but they get excited and they're using that technology and they're speaking the language, which is another big thing I want them to do. I want them to tell you they're skimming, they're looking, they're searching, they're navigating on these pages.
You can read on the iPad, you can explore new websites for kid-friendly, and you can also like go into the app and explore new things.
I'm working on some things on my device, like on Epic.
Epic has thousands of books you can choose from to read.
It's like a reading app. It has Scary Squirrel, Big Nate, Read to Me books, and some book assignments that Ms. Nixon wants us to do on our mailbox.
This is my library. These are all the books I've read today. We have different folders for stuff, and then we have this cursive writing app, and it's numbers and letters, and we trace it with our finger and learn how to do cursive. It was just funny words that they made up, and we have to use context clues, the words around it, just try to figure out what it meant.
Which is the safest way to learn it. But context clues, as we integrated the technology into the classroom, I was like, how can I make these kids understand that this is a skill that carries across everything, which is what we've always wanted to do as teachers. So context clues turned into keywords. We carried the keywords over into how to use a search box. That search box can be used on anything that you use on the web. But the problem is picking out what you need to put in there.
It's 10 questions, and after you're done, it tells you what % you got, and there's jam sessions, and you can do those if you're done working through the questions.
You also saw me using 10 marks to do my math groups. They do a 10 question, 10 marks app, and then I get immediate feedback and then take them to small group. If they scored below a 60 on that one, they come back there, they bring their device, and we go through it, and they tell me. They can't just say they don't know. They have to be able to go in there and tell me what they did wrong, and if they didn't, I have the same information on my Macs.
We have a flashcard app where we can make our own flashcards and test our friends, and then they can test us.
Well, you make a flashcard, and when you're finished, you make a front, you make a back when you're first making it, and then when you're finished making it, you can see the front, and when you tap on it, you can see the back.
When you have kids that come to school ready to learn, whatever you present to them, they'll be excited to be there if you can get them on board. Do I think that they're excited about what's going on their devices? Absolutely. They're even more excited when they can create the games and then when they can test each other. I think you got to see them make flashcards. They can't wait to use the flashcards on another child. Again, that's stepping back and being the facilitator. They're really taking ownership of their learning, and absolutely the devices make that easier for me to do. They're going home and doing this at home and sending me stuff they make at home. They can't send me mail in my mailbox, but they can send me a message, or they can send something on Google Classrooms. Look, Ms. Nixon, what I read, I found this about the gecko we had in class, and within 2 minutes I can reply back. So yes, it has them very much, and the teacher more engaged. When we talk about meeting the child where they need to be met, this makes me awesome at doing that because I really can meet each child where they need to be. Doesn't mean I'm giving up all the stuff they called old school, but I go out and find whatever they need extra on these devices because again, that equips them to be whatever they need to be. And as a third grader, if you can learn to do research, you can learn to navigate websites, you're equipped to do just about anything when you leave me. So going back to some of my worries at the beginning of this, would I be able to control it? I don't want it to be a waste of time. I don't have extra time to waste. These things make me better at my job and a better communicator. Any of our leadership team or principal can come in. You can ask me about a specific child and I can bring it up almost within 10 minutes if you needed to talk to me or ask me about somebody. Send it to you digitally so that you can see what the child did or how they're doing. It also works with communicating with parents. Some of the apps have parent access so that they can check on their child too. So it works all around.
With this program that they got with the iPads, my baby's reading level went from like a 3rd grade level to she's now almost on a 5th grade level. And she's about to go to 4th grade. So I think that program is doing very great for not just my daughter, but a lot of other kids, because I see a very great improvement.
They're not afraid of it, they're going, and that's the first thing that comes to their mind. If there's something they don't know, it's more than a Google search, you know, because it drives them to do more with what they're learning. So I'm excited that they're comfortable if anything they don't know, they will find it out and go in and interact on apps and figure out, you know, how to make it easier for them to understand.
When we brought the devices into the district, we made sure we told our parents that we're not replacing teachers, we're not replacing the books in the classroom. It's just an additional tool.
This morning we were on the way to school and it was really foggy outside, and so our 7-year-old, he asked me, he said, Mom, why is it, where does fog come from? And I said, well, when you get to school this morning, look it up on your iPad, ask your teacher, can you see, why? I don't know the answer to that. I'm very much one of those parents who, doesn't try to know it all. I just, let's learn together. And so that gave him the opportunity to go in, bright and early and go ahead and start researching. So right there within the classroom.
I think one thing we've said in this district quite often is we have to prepare the kids today for jobs that don't even exist yet in the future. So this is a new way of learning. If we're not integrating technology into our education, we're still learning the exact same way that I learned, 30 years ago. But these aren't kids from 30 years ago. These are a different kind of kids. They learn a different kind of way. And the future is moving so fast that we have to keep up. And we want our kids to be able to keep up. So I think without the use of technology, we will again be doing them a disadvantage by not preparing them for these jobs that don't exist. And we would not want them to be unprepared when these jobs come about. We want them to be able to fight for the jobs, to be just as qualified, to be just as tech savvy as the next person. And because they started here in Ms. Nexsen's third grade classroom, working with her iPad on a daily basis.
I think that we really don't know what jobs are coming, and we need to make sure that these children, we know they're going to be on something digital, something wireless. We need to equip them to be able to function on anything. Pencil and paper will never go away. So to make them have the life skills they need to be able to open a book and read it and answer questions, bubble in the answers, write out an answer, give their opinion. They also need to be able to get on a digital device and type their opinion, email their opinion, drop pictures in, use evidence to support it off the web, use evidence out of a book. If we're touching all the bases, these children will certainly be ready to go out and be the citizens we need them to be when they graduate. We are cultivating digital citizenship, especially with the younger kids. We are teaching them the power that they have, and I know you were in here and you heard my kids say, use your power for good. One of the reasons I use a digital classroom through our Google app is because it's all inclusive. They can only email back and forth with me and the children in this group, and I can watch over them. They are still babies, so they need to be guided. But if I can teach them now how to be responsible digital citizens and what is okay and what's not, that is a life skill that is going to take them so far. Just for an example, when I post something for their classroom assignment, you can't just hit me up by saying, hey, Ms. Nixon, I hated that. You have to be respectful. Ms. Nixon, I didn't like this article and this is why. Or I really like this article. Or during our flood, they emailed me and asked me how I was doing. Thank you for the weather books that I sent through Epic. So they're learning to communicate and be responsible. They have to know there's consequences. You wouldn't go out and say something disrespectful. It's not okay for you to type it. It's not okay for you to send a disrespectful picture to somebody else. And I think it can be good or bad. You have to know your kids. And you have to use it in a way that is encouraging to them. I would no sooner give a child a book that they're not interested in reading. I wouldn't put them on an app that they're not interested in either. We have stopped apps in the middle of using them because they're just not effective. So I think that if you come at it like that, is it working for the kids? And what works for these children this year might not work for the children next year. And that's my responsibility as an educator. It's not going away. So we need to embrace it while it's here.
The South Carolina Assistive Technology Program provides information and resources for people with disabilities.
For countries that are close to the equator.
The South Carolina Assistive Technology Program is a statewide program. There's one in every state. We serve people of all ages, all disabilities statewide, and we help them with access and acquisition to assistive technology. Assistive technology is anything that increases or improves functional capabilities. In the case of progressive diseases, we just try to get people to use the assistive technology to maintain their current capabilities. I start off my classes my trainings by asking people, how many of you use assistive technology? Rarely hands go up. But then I explain assistive technology are memory aids like our calendars, and then when I say that, then hands go up. Glasses, hearing aids, anything we use to take notes with. All of those things help us get through our day and to be as independent as possible. So I try to leave people with a profound appreciation that everybody uses assistive technology to be as independent as possible. There's lots of types of assistive technology. One type is communication, which is in our background here, or computer access, recreation. A lot of people don't think about the recreation side of it. Mobility, seating, special cushions for proper seating. Mobility is our wheelchairs, our walkers, canes. There are many different types of assistive technology, and then also assistive technology for people with learning disabilities as well. And those would be software programs or apps that help them be as academically successful as possible.
Chocolate is made from seeds of a cacao tree.
In this office, we provide demonstrations in our resource center. We also loan out equipment that's in the resource center so people can try it before they buy it. We don't provide devices for people, we don't give anything away, we don't provide funding, but we do help people find funding sources for assistive technology. We also provide trainings in our resource center. Outside of our resource center, we do something called assistive technology reuse. Part of that is where people donate equipment they don't need anymore to our center, and we sanitize it and find new owners for it. Or people can go on our website and, kind of similar to Craigslist, they can list equipment they don't need anymore for free or for sale, and then people get connected to them through our email, our website, and they're able to contact that person and get the equipment from them. Assistive technology makes a great impact on students. It's the difference between sometimes failing or having trouble keeping up, or the students we hear about all they do is study to keep up. They aren't even able to participate in extracurricular activities because they spend all their time just trying to keep up. And once they have assistive technology, these students find they can not only keep up, but in some cases we hear about they actually surpass their peers. They start find themselves on the honor roll for the first time, which we love those stories, or they're able to keep up and be able to participate in extracurricular activities like they never have been before. So all of that definitely speaks to academic success and overall wellness of the child, and leading them to independence in their academic search. Assistive technology is definitely the great equalizer. It helps, it's tools. We think of it in terms of tools, just like our pen and pencils are tools to help students achieve academic success. And it used to be thought of as a crutch. I think those days are definitely going away. It is not a crutch, it's just one more tool we use to be successful. The goal for everyone we work with is independence. Every child is unique. It's a very personal decision to choose what assistive technology is best for that child. And so we use a system called feature matching. And feature matching is a process where you start first with what are the students' needs, and we go from there. And then what features do they need to meet those needs? And the last thing we talk about is the technology itself. For instance, iPads are just a box until we find a really useful app to put inside that box. So really the software and the features of the software, or the item, the features of the item are more important than the item themselves. Our services are free. We will sit down and meet with the parent, the student, and we do ask for somebody from the school to come with them. And we look at many different things, but through that whole meeting, we boil it down to what seems to be the best fit. At the end of that meeting, or the demonstration, where the student actually has hands-on of the different things, and sometimes the student will say, this is it, this is what I've been looking for. And other times the student will say, I'm really not sure. And so we will loan out that equipment to the student, and they are able to use it in their natural environments to make sure it's a good fit. If it's not a good fit, they come back, we regroup, we will find the next thing for them to try. But we want them to try, make sure it's a good fit before any money is spent, whether it's the school's money or the family's money. I'm so happy for students to be using assistive technology in the school now. This is technology they will definitely use in college or definitely use on the job. So this is technology, a lot of it grows with the student. Sometimes the student does so well they're able to do without it. A lot of times they carry it with them through their adult life. It's a great boon to self-esteem to say, with this tool, I can be successful. And that's more important than what it looks like or how it feels and things like that. I think there's a greater acceptance with the iPad age and all of that for us to accept whatever tools students use. Technology is just going to be more and more mainstream. Now that the general public is using it on a daily basis, it will continue to be mainstream and be even more mainstream. And it'll be easier to find and get, and I think for some items too are still very pricey. I think we're going to see prices come down for some things, and that's a good thing as well. I think the number one thing about assistive technology is that it's the great equalizer. It puts everybody on the same level, on the same playing field, and that we all use assistive technology. I think a lot of people think assistive technology is for people over there, and once they realize they're using it themselves, it's not as scary as maybe it is for them. Otherwise. So I think it's really important to realize everybody uses it and that these tools make a big difference in a lot of people's lives and keeps people a lot of people independent and successful.
ETV Director of Education Dean Byrd shared a preview of the new website Learning Why, as well as an overview of the services ETV's Education Department has to offer.
One of our main services right now is we've been doing face-to-face training for a long time, and we have our teachers, we actually get in front of about 6,300 teachers a year, which is amazing because we only have 2.5 people to do it. So we do a lot of that, and we go into schools all over the state, figure out what they want, what their needs are, and of course we're telling them about ETV services, but we'll tell them about whatever they need to help their students, especially in the line of trying to train using one-to-one devices and training. We offer a lot of different types of subject areas, all the subject areas that are required, and all the grade levels, and they can search and find video, photos, audio, picture files, even lessons to integrate into curriculum, whatever way that they want it. They can download it or view it live, or all those kind of ways. So we have knowitall.org has been around for over 15 years. We're also affiliated with PBS and with PBS Learning Media, another almost 100,000 resources that teachers can get. The new site is called learningwhy.org. We do a lot of training. So we get like a focus group of over 6,000 teachers telling us what's working, what's not working. And our trainers are very in tune to what the teachers need and how the content is useful to them in teaching. And also in the last 3 years or more, the one-to-one devices, what that means is, a Chromebook or a laptop or an iPad is now, every student has one, so one-to-one, one device for each student. And so that is, we've just surveyed that is in about 55% of the schools and districts, which is amazing. And so teachers are a whole different way of teaching today. They have to facilitate in a whole different way. And so there's ways now that you can teach that were never existed before. So the teachers are in a great need of curriculum that can be useful in that type of environment, those one-to-one environments. So we're creating a whole new website of lesson plans that a teacher can implement immediately. They can edit it. It's almost like a recipe. I want to make a casserole, here's the ingredients you need, and it'll have everything in there. It'll have the objective, the essential question, a lesson progression step by step, and all the media that they used to go out and search for, like they still kind of do on Streamline and Know It All, they can have that already embedded in the lesson, and even how to assess the lesson. So this new site will have lessons in it just for that, and it's amazing. And we're starting off with 8th grade social studies because that's South Carolina history, and we're going to expand to all the grades in subjects by the end of this year. So the start of fall 2017, the site should be fully up, ready to go. Technology is now just a staple of how we do just daily communications. Anybody walks around uptown, you'll see everybody's got their face, and even I'm doing this, I got my face in my phone. And it's part of our environment. Technology is, enables us to communicate anywhere at any time. It's two-way communication, great networking tools, a wealth of, the library is right there. If you want to ask a question, it can answer it right there. So students need to already kind of really acclimated to using that, but how to use that technology, how to learn, how to discern, hey, I can get on Google and ask this question, but how do I know it's right? How can I, make sure that the information that I'm getting is correct? So technology has changed, but still, and the learning process now can be, I think, moved quicker, faster, but they need to know how to work in that wire. Safeguards. Security is a major issue, and yes, it's a giant library. You can go to good parts of town or you can go to bad parts of town. And so we have to guide and facilitate those children with technology in a different kind of way than we used to before. It's not really showing them how to use it. They know how to use it, but making sure that they understand how to use it properly to learn or to be safe.
Join us for our next show, Making College Affordable, on January 25th. We'll be live here in the studio for an hour-long discussion with financial aid professionals from colleges and universities around the state about how you can be financially prepared for college. Send us your questions ahead of time to Carolina Classrooms at scetv.org.